After you complete closing the financial aspect of your project, and you already have captured all of the lessons learned and you obtain all of the sign off on by the all of the stakeholders as part of the project closure processes. The last step here is to archive the project documents and records, which is critical step in the project closure, ensuring all of the key information is preserved systematically. Proper archiving helps maintaining the compliance with the legal, regulatory, and organizational standards while also facilitating a knowledge transfer. For example, a construction project, let's say maintaining a records of permits or contracts and inspection reports ensures the readiness for the future audits and similar projects. What is the importance of maintaining a project documentation and archiving these project documentation? Again, maintaining the project documentation is crucial to ensure the project history, the decisions, and outcomes are easily accessible and can be accessed by other project managers or the organizational, let's say, audits, and they are considered as assets to the organization itself to, let's say, to use it as a reference for their future projects. And this promotes the transparency, the accountability, and the organizational learning. Also provides a foundation for the future project planning and execution as part of the, let's say, reference or the history of the previous projects. So you can have a look on the company or in the organizational repository of all of the existing projects to see and to look at these lessons learned, at the risks, so you can avoid falling into these risks and issues. When it comes to store the contracts and reports and correspondence, so storing the contracts and reports and other documents involves organizing the documents systematically to ensure that they are secure and easily retrievable. Digital storage solutions like cloud-based platforms which provide an accessibility, while physical storage ensures the redundancy. So ensure to utilize one of these, let's say, tools as per your organizational, say, rules and regulations to deal with these, let's say, documentations. So again, it depends on the type of organization that you are serving the project for. Depends on the sensitivity of the project. Depends on the data that you are sharing the let's say the project based on whether it's a cloud, whether it's let's say a physical storage. So all depends on the organization type that you are delivering the project for, and to ensure the secure storage of the sensitive data, utilize the secure cloud, let's say, solution, and also keep maintaining a labeling an organization for the quick retrieval of these documents. To ensure the compliance with the legal and regulatory requirements. So, compliance with the legal and regulatory requirements involves understanding and adhering to mandate that dictate the duration and manner of the record retention. For instance, in healthcare projects, the patient data must be stored securely and returned as per the HIPAA guidelines or regulations to avoid penalties and ensures the patient privacy. So ensure that you understand and adhere to the relevant legal and regulatory standards or let's say regulations that you project running into. Also to return records for the required duration as per the industry standard to avoid any penalties. To create an accessible record for the future reference, as I mentioned that this is part of the continuous improvement, continuous learning of your organization. So creating an accessible records involves using a centralized system that allows easy storage and retrieval of the documents, categorizing the records based on the project phases or document types and enhance the usability. For example, here in engineering projects, maybe storing the design blueprints in centralized system ensures that they are accessible for the future maintenance or upgrades. The best practices here to document or to archive your documents as part of the project closure here, the best practices including using a constant naming conventions, also regularly backing up the digital archives, and also conducting a periodic audits. And these practices minimize the risk of data loss and ensures the compliance. Some of these challenges that you might face when trying to archive the project documents, including unconstant, the unconstant storage practices, which can lead to missing information, also insecure systems that can pose a risk of the data breaches. And addressing these issues requires adopting a robust document management system and standardizing the archiving procedures. Here are some of these tools and technologies that can be used for archiving. Tools and technologies such as SharePoint or Confluence, which simplifies the document archiving by offering a centralized and secure storage solution. Also, automation tools which can categorize and index the documents, reducing the manual efforts. For instance, using the AI powered archiving solution can help the legal firms to manage the contracts and cause files or stores these files in more efficient way. One of these real world example we have here to archive our project reports is including in a pharmaceutical company where archiving and clinical trial records required a strict compliance with the regulatory standards. By implementing a robust document management system, the company ensured a secure and centralized storage and to have a quick retrieval of the essential records. And this process has enhanced the compliance with the FDA regulations and streamlined the future audits. And to conclude our session here on archiving the project documents as part of the project closure, so we say that archiving the project documents is vital for maintaining secure, compliant, and accessible records. It facilitates the future references and enhances the transparency and protects against the legal risks. By adopting these standardized practices and the best practices where we have discussed and leveraging the technology, organizations can efficiently manage their project documentation, ensuring long term project success.